Hi, I'm Harv Potts, and I'm from Community Living, Walkerton District, and I'm supported by the association. And we're a big part of we're a part of Community Living Ontario. As persons with disabilities like ourselves who are self advocates, our priority is to promote the importance of being included. And this here is my first blog. And I have very many other blogs to come. For those of you who don't know, self advocates with disabilities, like that are in the community, self advocates that are part of Community Living Ontario and other agencies in Ontario. Our priority is to educate the public, ourselves, on other people who have disabilities, like what we do, like what I have, a mild form of cerebral palsy and autism, and some breathing troubles, but something I've learned to live with, and I'm using my disability for good. And we touch base on that people with disabilities deserve to be included, and they deserve the same respect just as anybody else. They deserve to be treated just like anyone else, and not outcasted. The new story is about inclusion and facilitation to be included, and the good hard work to promote inclusion and acceptance. Because what we do in community living is community living, for those of you who don't know, is an organization that opens doors for people with intellectual disabilities, like finding them work, schooling, and to be accepted and loved and a genuine part of the community, because everybody has the right. And the way this is one of my first blogs. Well, as I said, this is my first blog. This is my first blog, and I'll be talking about many other issues in some other book in future blogs and in the months to come. I hope to be either doing a blog by either every week or every 2 weeks to a month, at least around about that. But hopefully to pick up speed if more issues come around that I find out or I want to touch base on them. I'll be touching base on issues where there are times when people with intellectual disabilities were caught in labor disputes, and that also tough, and when they had their homes picketed, which was not nice, rather disgusting. And I'll be talking about the times when people with disabilities were, before the institutions closed in 2009, on how there were many in the past, and how it carried down where people with disabilities were kept in institutions because there's no other way to handle them, how they were kept separated from their families and their communities. And I'm going to be touching on the word wealth, which I want to touch on right now a little bit, and I'll touch on a little bit later. Is a word that we were called a lot of times, even I myself put up with it. Like, a lot of it was through the earlier part of elementary school. It might have been scary at times, but I wasn't afraid to be present. The R word really hurt. The word retarded. That word is just so mean, because it hurts to hear. Well, it hurts to hear the word, because basically people have been so mean with it. And the way you see, there are a lot of ways, a lot of good ways you can describe people with intellectual disabilities. Please don't use the R word. It's just awful. It's just mean. That's the bottom line. No matter what context you use in, no matter how you mean it. Even if it's not meant that way, the R word is just mean. Even if you don't mean it that way. Don't use it at all. Even if you don't direct it towards people with disabilities, you don't use it. You shouldn't use it. It is mean. People will be hurt. It hurts people. Labels stick. And also, words can hurt. Don't be a part of it. And this is going to be another thing that I'm going to be touching base on in future blogs once I get everything all organized. Anyway, I myself, there was one time, there were a couple times when Children's Aid Society had tried me in an institution, but my foster parents had, after they tried me for a week or two, and the couple finally, my foster parents said, no, he is not going to be in an institution. Even we're not putting him in an institution. We're either taking him home or he's going to be adopted. But either way, he's going to live in the community, go to school, and have a life just like anyone else. And hey, here I am. And if I would have been institutionalized, I wouldn't have gotten married a week. I wouldn't have gotten married a week ago yesterday. And here I am, happily married to the greatest woman around. And her name's April Lewis. April, I love you. And she married me. Now to marry me shows how accepting she is. If you're that accepting, if you have a willing heart to learn, I think on a psychological level, you will feel in the heart, heartfully speaking, you'll feel great. You'll feel better when you accept. Only when you accept others can you be accepted. You accept other people and you will be accepted back. You love and you're loved back. You appreciate and you will be appreciated back. You give, you get. It's like online. When you're online on email or Facebook, you gotta be careful in what you put out there. Like if you can't accept others, you can't be accepted. Whereas as I've said, you accept others, and others are gonna accept you. Yeah, and once again, you give, and you're gonna get. So yeah, looks like I'm running out of time here, but I'll be talking to you in other blogs, and I'll see you on the next blog, and I'll be talking about all the things that I've mentioned in this blog, from this blog, and other blogs. Bit by bit, and I'll be talking to you about other things that I didn't get the chance in this first blog to talk to you about. But bit by bit, you're going to hear it all. And so thank you for watching. Until then, I'm Harv Potts. And this is the Freedom, Acceptance, and Inclusion movement. thank you for watching. Oh, oh, by the way, before I almost forgot, if you want to learn about community living, www.clo.org. It's Community Living Ontario, and if you want to learn about our Walker Community Living, it's www.communityliving. That's clwalkern.org for community living in Walkern. But if you want, or you can just Google in Community Living Ontario, and you'll find out about what our history is and how we work to get people, promote inclusion, to get people with disabilities involved in the community just like everyone else, and how we work to get the institutions closed, where people with disabilities were pretty much kept away from their families and communities, which was sad, and they closed. But I'll be talking more about that and hopefully the next vlog or vlog down the line. But until then, I better give the brain a rest, and we will see you next time. So, thank you for watching the introduction vlog of the Freedom, Acceptance, and Inclusion Movement.